ML Sports Take brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and Camillus Golf Club. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Right out of the gate, St. Bonaventure 85-67. It was a well-oiled machine offensively. There's no doubt about that. I really liked the way from the beginning to the end of the game, the ball rotation, the movement without the ball, and it created a lot of quality opportunities, which created a lot of makes. I mean, when you shoot 60% from the floor, I don't care who you're playing, you're going to have a great chance to win. It's kind of like the Syracuse game I covered the other night with North Carolina, where Cuse and Carolina were both shooting lights out, and then Syracuse, kind of went to a mix of zone and man, slowed it down when they wanted to, sped it up when they wanted to, and controlled tempo, limited Carolina to 41% in the second half as opposed to 56%. To me, Bonaventure controlled the tempo in this game as well. They controlled the ball control. They controlled the timing and the rhythm. They controlled everything offensively, and the ball control and the passing was pretty good in terms of getting open shots. Now, having said that, the 85 points, I looked this morning and didn't realize that they had this many turnovers. I thought it was like around 11. They had 17 turnovers in this game. Listen, Fordham stinks. The two things that I took away from this game as I'm watching it, number one, offense with that ball movement, despite 17 turnovers, which I did not see. I mean, I was also reading a book, watching this game, and then watching some Miami Clemson. So I'm kind of, I was in a minute, out a minute a couple times, and I actually really jumped into it with 8-9 minutes left in the first half because chaos at the house. So, and it's just how it goes. But mostly I was fine, with the offense and all that. I mean, look, when you score 85 points, it's kind of like Josh Allen giving you 330 yards and 4 touchdowns with, one on the ground, 3 through the air, and dominating late, and he threw a pick. You kind of take the pick and go, that's okay, right? It's kind of like the Brett Favre thing. But, when you're going to take that many good shots and you're going to make that many, it's going to be really a great opportunity to win the basketball game. But the offense part and the movement and all that was one part. The other thing I thought was you let Fordham go into the Riley Center and score 1 million points. Basketball is unbelievable. College basketball is unbelievable. Sports are unbelievable. That Fordham team came into the RC and scored 1 million points. So that part was really frustrating. Just like every single time I watched, this team win and look great, I would think about the loss at home to Canisius, right? But that's what they are. We know it's consistently inconsistent. I'm not going to get too high with this. I'm not going to get too low with losses. I'm not going to get emotionally invested unless in 2 weeks there's a rotation. They find it all the way. There's more of a consistent 40 minutes, and they appear to be a team that can go on a run. Asahatsa, the former Jan, goes nuts. Semvis, 23 points. And how about this? 7 of 7 from 3. He was perfect. Some shots were open. Some shots were contested. Some shots were deep and contested. Doesn't matter. He made them all. 7 of 7. He was just shooting lights out. He was just feeling it. Sometimes you just do that in basketball or in really any sport. You just feel it. Also, interesting game here where even though Adams Woods had the 10 assists, he only had 5 points, and, Charles Pride only had 5 points. So he really got 10 points out of arguably your 2 best players here. So it was a big man game. And Brown comes in 24 minutes. He gives you 18. Venning gives you 15 minutes over 15 minutes. And it was a 33-point outburst by the 2 big guys, which is kind of an odd thing. And, let's face facts, right? Every single game takes on its own narrative here, and Bonaventure was able to really maximize things with those 2 bigs. So between those 2 guys and Jan, the former Jan, Bonaventure was able to really pound Fordham here. Bonnies went 30 of 50 from the floor, 60%. They got a lot of quality, easy layups. Again, the ball rotation to get threes was really good. Banks had 2 threes in this game. I still think, again, with this guy, he's been so frustrating for us, but we know that he has something in him. And if he gets hot 1 game or 2 games in a row in the A-10 tournament, I mean, that's another thing that this team could really use, right, in terms of finding the consistency there. Barry Evans goes in, plays some pretty good defense, I guess 4 points overall. He's just kind of running around for the most part over 11 minutes, but it was mostly, the 3-pronged attack, so to speak, of Semvis, Brown, and Venning, and quality shots, quality looks, and quality makes. That's kind of where I look at this. I still can't believe they turned the ball over 17 times. It's unbelievable to me. Rebounding battle, they won that. They won the assist battle. When you look at turnovers, obviously Bonnie committed 5 more, but it didn't seem to matter because, from a possession game, they maximize possessions and maximize scores. When you look at the team stats, obviously the shooting percentage was so far in favor of Bonaventure. Field goals and 3-pointers. Free throws were about the same. So it was pretty comparable in terms of team stats across the board. Points in the paint were real close. Fouls were really close. What is amazing, though, is Fordham's largest lead was 2, and Bonaventure's largest lead was 26. So, they were up often and by a lot in this game, and they controlled tempo and rhythm and timing, and just scored the basketball. I mean, that's really what this game was all about, and maximizing possession. So, again, the wave up and down continues with this team. If you watch the game and didn't think about how Fordham came in and scored, all those points, 80 points at the RC, I give you credit because I thought about that a lot. And now we get into the back end of February, man. We get into Davidson on Saturday, a couple days off for St. Bona, and then they go at LaSalle, at UMass. I fully expect a loss in there somewhere just because that's what they do. Home for Loyola, at G-Dubs, and then St. Louis at home. So when they get done with that game against Loyola Chicago, going into the last 2 games of the season, I want to see with my own eyes, and you all want to see with your own eyes, if this team is capable of making a run in the A-10 tournament, playing a consistent 40 minutes, playing complete basketball, the right rotation, the right mix at times, the starting 5, the mix of players coming in, and the final 5 to 7 minutes, having the right guys out there. There is still a little bit that makes me feel, and everybody out there feel, I'm sure, that they have something in them. They have all the players back from last year. They added Pride. They added Woods. Do they find that chemistry that maybe we thought they'd have in, December? Or when play started in the A-10? I don't know. But what I do know is they're consistently inconsistent, and I did not expect this team to be in the middle of February 15-9 with a 500 record in the conference. I thought they'd be better. A lot better. ML Sports Take here, brought to you by Camillus Golf Club and Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel at ML Sports Platter on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and watch some videos. Like a bunch of them as well. Past guests of mine have included Seth Greenberg and Kevin Connors from ESPN. Adrian Autry. I had Martin Biran on from the MSG Networks. I got Jack Milko coming on, by the way, a Bona grad student, alum, and he's just killing it covering the sport of golf. We talk about this Bonaventure team. I recorded it a couple days ago, so it was ahead of this game, and it's going to air on Monday, so we'll have another game that'll be played by then. But he gets into a lot of his thoughts at the end of the interview after we get done talking golf, so that'll be something you'll want to hear on Monday. That'll air. I have video and audio for that one, so I'll post it to the alum pages as well. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.